First letter to Timothy, Paul spent many years traveling, starting new churches, developed a large co-workers in the mission, and Timothy was one of these. Paul was once in the city of Lystra. He met Timothy's faithful grandmother, and impressed by Timothy's passion and devotion to Jesus. So Paul mentored for many years and eventually started sending him to missions to different churches. And Paul got word a group of leaders who in 50 had influenced the church at Ephesus, spreading incorrect views about Jesus, what it meant to follow him. He sent Timothy to confront these leaders and restore order to the churches. After Timothy arrived there, Paul sent this letter to follow up, instruct him on how to fulfill his mission. It was a really cool design. It's opening and closing commission to Timothy to confront his leaders and their bad theology. It's from two large sections that full of really practical instructions on the problem that Timothy faced in Ephesians church. And finally, all sections are linked together as they are concluded by a series of 3 poems. He exalts the risen Jesus as the King of the world. Let's dive in and see how it works. Paul opens recalling how he sent Timothy to Ephesus, second leaders who's spreading the strange teaching. Describes how these guys are obsessed with speculating about the Torah, especially the early stories and genealogy in the book of Genesis. And you can see develop all these kinds of weird teaching about food, marriage, and sex were consistent with the teaching of Jesus or the apostles. He gave the names to people, Alexander, Simonius, describes how teaching has divided the church and generated controversy. It's actually the first clear sign that teaching is disordered. When genuine Christian teaching is done as faithful to the way Jesus, result in love and genuine faith. The purpose of the Torah was anyways not to fulfill speculation. The purpose is to expose the truth about human creation as did for Paul. And correcting teaching about Torah will lead people to see the grace of God revealed in the Messiah, who came to save sinful, broken people. And Paul closes the poem with the honor of King Jesus overall, and calls him to shut these men and their false teaching down. And there's a specific problem the churches called the false teachers. First of all, he's called them to hold regular church prayers, gatherings. Pray for the governing leaders of Rome for peace, because peace and land creates ideals settled for Jesus' followers. Spreading a message about the good God of peace. We want all peace to be saved. And God sent Jesus a mediator to give life, the ransom for all. Contrast the false teachers. Paul reminds Timothy that God wants to rescue the whole world. Prayer is going to keep this in front of their minds. Paul addresses the problem related to men and women. Paul influenced by those corrupt leaders of Ephesus. Fishes down a groupie men who, grinning, drawn into angry theological disputes started by the teachers, and said teachers should learn how to pray. He confronts a group of wealthy women in the church, with reading a Sunday gathering like a fashion show. Dressing a skill, they would shame the most women who could not afford such wardrobes. And not only that, some of these women were also up to a leadership position in the church. They are teaching others bad theology or corrupt teachers. So Paul shuts these women down. They should not teach or lead the church. They explore the story of Adam and Eve and the separate Genesis chapter 2, 3. So one section, Paul's letters were, like Peter said, he's kind of hard to understand. There are different views about Paul's and here. So Paul is reading the women for teaching leading men in any church. His comment about Adam and Eve, or how God's orderly only men leaders in the church. There are others who think Paul is prohibiting women from leadership authority over men in the church. How educated women can teach leaders in church under male leadership. There's others who think Paul is prohibiting women in Ephesus, comment Adam and Eve, or comparisons of those women who have been deceived by false teachers. Whichever you take, Paul, it's clear Ephesian women needed to come under Timothy's leadership and get a proper theological education. And the goal was for them to grow so they could completely for one day become like the outstanding female ministers. Paul mentions other letters like Really, Julie, or Brazil. All the things address the leadership crisis, caused them to point a small, healthy team of husbands and fathers who act like leaders overseas for the church. They should be men understanding the characters and integrity, and work alongside a team of deacons. The Greek word means servant. And women actually lead and do the ministry of the church, and have the same kind of character as leaders, as elders, and they should be known as healthy leadership in their families, and that demonstrate the ability to lead the church, which is God's family. Way of life believe altogether is consistent with a story about Jesus. His Lord, a closing poem about in his resurrection, death, his resurrection, his restoration as king, spread a new family throughout the whole world. Paul's second body instruction of Timothy are very specific to problems caused by these bad leaders. First contracts the bad theology and telling people stop eating certain kinds of food, most likely meat. Start getting married, which Paul thinks ridiculous. So he goes to Genesis 1. He reminds Timothy what entire creation is very good, including the food, the marriage. It is all received as grateful by those who know and give thanks to the Creator. When Paul moves on to address the problem which churches are care of windows, a very important ministry that has been taken advantage of by young wealthy widows. It's likely the same troublemaking women from chapter 2. They would sign up for the church support and spend their days sleeping around, spreading gossip, damaging the church reputation in the city. Paul's having none of it. He says only widows that another family support qualify. And for thee, the church shall love the generosity of Jesus. Paul addresses the problem among this older man in the church. Paul Timothy's respect their age, but not in their behavior. It seems to be alcohol related, having the church reputation in Ephesus. So Timothy is loved to confront them, have them step down if their leadership. Paul addresses the interesting side that does not mean Timothy himself should never drink. Against the top problems, he should always glad one wine each night dinner. Paul addresses the problem with non-Christian slaves. So disrespecting the Christian leaders. And so gospel creates equality among Jesus' followers. Yes, Paul thinks equality needs to be implemented in a strategic way. Does not compromise the mission, the witness of the church. If Christians become associated with slave rebellion, they are compromised. The Christian transformation of Roman household had to become implemented strategically. Geneva should be persuaded, not repulsed by the vision of God's family. Paul closes the letter by calling Timothy again to confront the corrupt leaders. Paul exposes the motive to make lots of money by accommodating followers and charging them all high rates for their teaching. The teacher betrayed Jesus and the message of contentment and simple living. Paul instructs the wealthy Ephesian Christians to become rich in good works and generosity. Many people submit all their resources to King Jesus. And he's the one who inspires the final poem. How about he's the true king above all other kings? First thing is a really important letter. Help us gain Mosaic vision of nature, mission of the church. What Jesus community believers and directly shape how the community lives, behaves in the city. Theology belief has critique formed by scripture, by good news, by Jesus. And how the church perceives the public is also very important to Paul. Christians should be known as people who fulfill integrity, known for good works, known for serving the poor and most vulnerable. All devotion to the risen King Jesus. That's what the First Timothy is all about.